You are sitting there, not in pain, not in crisis, just empty. Like something is missing, but you cannot name it. You scroll, you switch songs, you stare at the ceiling, and nothing touches it. That feeling, that hollow, flat, disconnected feeling, is more common than anyone talks about. And most people just wait for it to pass. But what if you did not have to wait? What if your brain already has everything it needs to shift out of that state, and you just never learned how to trigger it? Here is what nobody tells you. Your brain is not built to make you happy. It is built to keep you alive. It is built to scan for threats, react to danger, and conserve energy. Happiness is not the default, reaction is. And because of that, most people spend their entire lives being pulled around by their own emotions without ever realizing they have a say in the matter. But some people respond differently. Two people can go through the exact same difficult day, same pressure, same setbacks, same exhaustion, and one of them goes home and spirals, and the other one shakes it off within an hour. The difference is not luck. It is not that one person has a better life. It is that one person knows something about how the brain actually works. And once you understand what they know, you will never be stuck in a low state the same way again. Your face is talking to your brain right now. Every second of every day, your brain is scanning your body for information. It reads your posture, it reads your breathing, and it reads your face. Not to admire you, but to decide how you feel. Your brain uses physical signals to determine your emotional state, which means if you change the signal, you change the state. Right now, without forcing anything, without pretending, without positive thinking, gently lift your eyebrows slightly. Relax your jaw. Let the corners of your mouth soften upward. Not a performance, just a small, quiet shift. Hold it. 15 seconds. What is happening in those 15 seconds is not nothing. Your brain is receiving a message. The message says we are safe. And when your brain registers safety, it begins to pull back the stress chemicals and release the ones that actually feel good. You did not manufacture happiness. You signaled it, and your brain responded. This is not a trick. This is biology. Your body speaks first, and your brain listens. Most people wait until they feel better before they change how they carry themselves, but the process works in reverse. Change the physical signal first, the emotional shift follows. That is not motivation. That is neuroscience. But what about when your mind will not stop? What about when the signal you are sending with your face is calm, but your thoughts are still racing, still replaying, still dragging you back into everything that went wrong? That is a different problem. And it needs a different answer. Your brain operates in two different modes. There is the thinking mode, measured, logical, in control, and there is the reacting mode, fast, emotional, flooding. When something upsets you, your brain snaps into reaction. And once it is there, logic has very little power. You cannot think your way out of a flood while the flood is happening. But here is what you can do. Name it. That is it. The moment you feel the wave rising, whether it is anxiety, irritation, overwhelm, or that gray emptiness, say it, out loud or silently. I am feeling anxious. I am feeling irritated. I am feeling low. One sentence, no analysis, no solution, just a label, because the moment you name an emotion, something shifts in the brain. The part that was flooding begins to hand control back to the part that can think. You stop being inside the storm. You start watching it. Same storm, different position. And from that position, you have options. You are no longer reacting, you are observing. And an observer can choose what happens next. The label does not fix the feeling, it interrupts it. It creates just enough space for you to breathe, to think, and to decide. That space is everything. Now combine those two things. Your face is signaling safety. Your mind has named what it is feeling. Your nervous system is already beginning to settle. But there is one more layer. And this one does not just calm you down, it actually begins to move you forward. Most people chase happiness the wrong way. They wait for something good to happen. They wait for news that changes things, for a goal to be achieved, for life to cooperate. But your brain does not release the chemicals that create happiness after success. It releases them during progress. even the smallest, most insignificant progress. Which means you do not need your life to change right now. You just need to move, pick something, anything. Something that takes 15 seconds or less. Fix your posture right now. Take one slow, deliberate breath, drink a sip of water, write down one thing you need to do. Do it, complete it. That is enough. Your brain just detected forward movement. And forward movement triggers dopamine, the chemical that drives motivation, focus, and the feeling that things are going to be okay. You did not wait to feel motivated. You acted first, and the motivation began to follow. That is how it actually works. Action is not the reward for feeling ready. Action is what creates the feeling of readiness. Most people have this backwards their entire lives. They sit waiting to feel like doing something. But the feeling only comes after the doing. One micro action, one small win. That is all it takes to start the chain. And once the chain starts, your brain helps you keep going. So here is what this looks like in real time. You are in a low moment. You are not okay, and you do not know why. Instead of waiting, instead of scrolling, instead of hoping the feeling disappears on its own, you make 3 small moves. You shift your face. You name what you are feeling. You do one tiny thing, under a minute. Nothing dramatic. Nothing that requires motivation you do not have. And something in you begins to change. Not because your circumstances changed, because your brain chemistry did. That is real control. Not the kind that requires willpower. Not the kind that falls apart when life gets hard. The kind that is always available to you because it is built into the way your brain already works. You just have to know where to look. The truth is, most people will go their entire lives feeling like emotions are something that happened to them, like moods or weather they have to endure, like they are passengers in their own inner world. But you are not a passenger. You never were. You just were not given the right information. Now you have it. You know that your body sends signals your brain listens to. You know that naming a feeling interrupts it. You know that small action creates the momentum your brain needs to shift forward. These are not habits you need to build over months. They are switches, and now you know where they are. The next time that hollow, empty, disconnected feeling arrives, and it will arrive, because that is part of being human, you will not sit there waiting. You will know exactly what to do, and that knowledge changes everything. If this video gave you something real, if even one moment hit you and made you think differently, do one thing. Hit subscribe. Because this channel exists for exactly the person you are trying to become. Every single video is built to push you forward, to challenge the version of you that is playing small, and to remind you of the version that is still possible. You found this video for a reason. Do not let that be the end of it. Subscribe. Show up tomorrow, and keep going.